Howdy.
How are you, Con?
Doing pretty good. Team's 10-2. You know, we're good on the football field, off the football field, going back to LA. You know, things are great.
What was it like just watching?
Well, not just watching his press conference, but the last 24 hours, just getting a guy like Micah back in the locker room.
I'm very observant, in the locker room, and his locker was always up through OTAs, and at the beginning of the season, I'm looking around like, what's going on, and then the crazy thing is, within the last 2 weeks, they took all this stuff out the locker, and I was like, damn, Micah not coming back. And I pull into the parking lot this morning, and I get ready to park in my spot, and I was in there early. It was just me and Micah, which I didn't know it was Micah at the time. And it's this huge parking lot, and we trying to park in the same spot. And I'm like, what? What's going on? And he parks, and I get out of my car and I look over, and I'm like, that's Micah Hyde. He's back. They just took his stuff out of his locker this whole time. OTAs up until this point. 2 weeks ago, his stuff has been in his locker. They took it out. I wasn't sure. Then you see him, and you just get excited because you know what type of energy he brings to the locker room. You know his personality. We just got better by adding Micah Hyde, whether that's on the football field or off the football field. Having a guy like that in the locker room around all the guys, it's all plus in each and every category, and which makes a team good.
Sean talked about the delicate balance of bringing a player in, especially this late in the season, and how it's got to be a good fit. Why is Micah the right guy to make that smooth?
I think all of us can answer that question, man. He's just a great guy, man, on and off the football field. When you think about bringing guys in, do you think, are they going to suck up all the energy in there? Are they energy vampires? Is it going to be about them? And, we all can answer that question. We know what type of guy Micah is. We know what he brings to the football team on and off the football field. So he's always had great energy, smiling, has a lot of knowledge. If we need him to go out there and play, he can play. If we need him to help out the rookies and get guys going, he can. Whether that's a pregame speech or just talking to the guys getting ready to go, Micah, you can't go wrong with a guy like Micah on your football team.
Ron, for all the things that you've accomplished in your career, you've never been on a team that's clinched a division title 12 weeks into the season. That much I know, but what do you think are the challenges of now refocusing on the next objective being the AFC tops?
I think Coach McDermott did a really good job about 6 weeks ago, and he was talking to the guys, and he was saying, let's not be tied to results. Let's go out there and play free, and let's go out there and play our style of football. Let's be the most prepared football team in the league, and let's go out there and play our game no matter what happens. A guy like me, you got 2 Super Bowls. It was kind of hard for me, at first, we're not tied to results. What do you mean? But what that does is that just drives down the anxiety. It's not about me and how I feel and how I play. It's about the whole team. And once you drive down the anxiety and you start preaching preparation and comfort and rest, you get the response that we have from our team. So even though we've clinched the playoffs, I think we still push that narrative. It's not about the results, and it's hard to say because you want to go out there and score 60 points and get 3 sacks and go crazy, but it's just about wins, and if we win, cool. If we don't, cool. And that's hard to say, like I said before, but it's not about me. It's about the overall mindset of this team. And when you drive down the anxiety, it's a weird phenomenon. Once you drive down the anxiety, and you really just surrender to the outcome, you play at a level that you wouldn't normally play at. It's a strange phenomenon, but it's been working for us.
Is that your first time going back to LA? What is the significance of this trip?
I love everything about LA. The city brought me back. The team rejuvenated me. I got to play with some greats. I got coached by some greats. Coach McVay was incredible. Seeing Les Snead do his thing and work and just being a part of that Rams organization, is a special moment in my life. And, it's still hard to even talk about, the decision coming to Buffalo and not going to L.A. and not playing with Aaron Donald and coming here and, But I made the right decision for me. You couldn't go wrong with either one. You go play with Matthew Stafford, or you go play with Josh Allen. So you couldn't go wrong with either one. But I'm over here now, and Josh is doing a great job. Matthew Stafford always do a great job. It's all love. Don't have anything negative to say. They showed me so much love over there. Coach McVay is one of the best coaches that I've ever been involved with. The structure of that team and the way they go about their business is something that I always cherish, and it's really what put into my mind, like, I want to help create teams like the Los Angeles Rams. So, it came at a point in my life where I really needed it, and they resurrected me. And going back to LA, playing at SoFi, the greatest stadium in the National Football League, it'll always be magical. We won a Super Bowl in there, and it'll always be magical for me, and it'll always be love going back to SoFi and going back to LA.
Mentioned Sean, what he did 6 weeks ago. I asked him a couple days ago. I've never noticed him in all the years I've covered him, how calm and cool and relaxed he seems.
Yep.
Have you noticed that? Has the team noticed that? Where does that come from?
I mean, he's been like that since I got here. And I heard the stories about, Drill Sergeant McDermott, but I haven't I haven't seen it. Like, he's my neighbor. He's my neighbor, and I haven't seen that shade of Coach McDermott at all, whether we lost or whether we won, or whether it's about guys wearing suits on the plane or guys wearing street clothes on the plane. Like, I guess I just came at a great time with Coach McDermott, because he's done a great job. He's definitely one of my favorite coaches to be around, to talk to. He's all about winning. He's all about bringing the best out of all of his players. And it's been a joy to be coached by Coach McDermott. And you can get things done in multiple different ways. In Denver, we got it done in different ways with Coach McVay. We did it in a different way. And here, Coach McDermott, the way he's going about it is special, and he's driving down the anxiety, really boosting up their preparation and the recovery. And we've been able to really react, and this is the byproduct of that. So it's multiple ways of doing this, and that's shout out Coach McDermott, because you gotta feel comfortable in your skin and kind of take your foot off the gas on your players and expect them to trust them and expect them to go out here and do their stuff. But Coach McDermott is a great leader, man, and it's been an honor and a privilege to be with those guys.
What do you think about going up against the Rams offense? Matthew Stafford, he's not a scrambler at this point in his career, and just the weapons they have.
I mean, he's never been a scrambler, but he's made up for it in between his ears. He's a super smart quarterback, and he might can't run a 4.3, but he can throw a no-look pass 50 yards. He can throw a no-look pass 50 yards and look off the safety. So for the speed or whatever, the scrambling ability, he makes up for it with his arm talent and his intelligence. So, and he's got two good receivers over there, great running backs. Offensive line is solid. Coach McVay dials up, one of the best offensive schemes in the National Football League. So it'll be a challenge for us. And they've been in dogfights this whole season. Got a lot of respect for the Los Angeles Rams. That's where the "don't blink" phrase came from. We were up on the Rams in my first game as a Buffalo Bill, and I knew that no lead is safe around those guys. So got a lot of respect for those guys. Got a lot of respect for the offensive line, running backs, wide receivers, and of course Matthew Stafford.
Some special teams, clearly. Does this team have a little different feel than maybe a couple of ones in the past?
It does, but it doesn't. Success leaves clues, and you can do things in different ways, but at the same time, that special feeling is always there. And I'm probably the wrong one to ask about this, because I'm just an optimistic type of guy. In Denver, we were 2-8, and I'm still feeling like, guys, we can do this. So I'm not the one to ask. But I've always had an optimistic outlook on life, and especially on football teams. But I think it's easy for guys to be optimistic about this team when you look at the way Josh is playing and our defense is playing and all the tools that we have and the overall vibe for this team. So I think that's the wrong question for me to ask, because I always feel optimistic about whatever our chances are to go out there and win it. Appreciate you guys.